Want to cut power bills and save thousands of dollars every year? Stick around because today I'm spilling the secrets on how going solar can do exactly that. And trust me, it's way easier than you think. By the end of this video, you'll know how solar saves you cash, what it costs up front, how to calculate your savings, and why now's the perfect time to jump in. Let's get into it. Solar power saves you money by reducing your reliance on electricity from the grid. Once you install solar panels, they generate free energy from the sun, meaning you buy less power from your electricity provider. This can lead to significant savings on your monthly power bill. Contrary to popular belief, staying connected to the grid is actually the most cost-effective option. Don't rush to cut the cord, because a grid-connected solar power system allows you to use solar power when your panels are generating energy, while still having the grid as a backup. Here's how it works. When the sun is shining and your appliances are running, your home or business will use solar power directly. If you need more power than your panels produce, you'll draw power from the grid. And on the flip side, any excess solar generated gets sent to the grid, earning you credits on your power bill. The best part? Once installed, this setup works automatically. No effort required on your end. And getting started is simple. First, decide on going solar. Second, get 3 quotes from mysolarquotes.co.nz. And thirdly, choose the best solar company. From there, they will figure out what size system and components are best for you, and we'll get it all hooked up. So you might be wondering, what is the cost of going solar? Great question. Prices will change depending on your circumstances. That's why My Solar Quotes offers 3 free quotes. But to give you an idea, for the average size solar power system in New Zealand, which is 5 kilowatts or 12 panels, it costs roughly $11,000 fully installed. But don't let that upfront cost put you off. I will explain later in this video how it doesn't hurt as much as it sounds. Now for the part you really want to know. How much will you save by going solar? That's where my solar savings calculator comes in. The estimates the calculator creates is surprisingly bang on, using real weather data and energy costs to crunch the numbers for your exact location. Let's walk through an example. Head to mysolarquotes.co.nz. So click on Solar Calculator, then enter in your address. For this example, I'll use an Invercargill council building, not a private home of course. Then enter the roof's orientation. A north-facing roof is ideal, but east-facing works well for morning power use, and west-facing is great for evenings. Please don't select south-facing. A solar panel facing away from the sun doesn't really work. Then add the angle of the roof. Roofs that are 20 to 30 degrees are ideal for maximum solar generation. At a minimum, you'd want to tilt solar panels on a flat roof to at least 10 degrees. Next, select the system size you think you might install. As I mentioned earlier, a 5 kilowatt system is fairly typical in New Zealand. If you're on a bit of a budget, a 3 kilowatt system may be in your range. Or if you're thinking about adding a battery, you'd probably want to go bigger with an 8 or 10 kilowatt system. Then enter in the price. The calculator has built-in rough pricing, which shows up when you click a system size, or you can enter in a quote. On this page, you can enter in your power price, or you can add an average price for your area. You can find your exact rate on your power bill, but be aware, energy retailers love making it tricky to figure out your actual cost per unit. They often separate the GST and lines fee. Instead, I recommend selecting your area from this list of average prices. It's pulled from a government agency's quarterly survey of real power prices. So much more foolproof. From here, you want to pick which energy retailer you're likely to switch to once you have solar. Generally speaking, you'll want to pick the energy retailer with the best buyback price. For this example, I'm going with an energy company that has a buyback rate of 16 cents per unit. One of the better rates, though not the highest. That way I can show you a modest saving estimate rather than an overly optimistic one. This 5 kilowatt system example in Invercargill will generate savings of $1,388 in the first year alone. And over 25 years, we're talking $43,552 in total savings. That's a pretty sweet deal. While an 8-year payback and a 12.6 return on investment is great, it gets better when we look at sunnier parts of the country. You may notice annual savings and ROI numbers are for the first year only. That is because electricity prices in New Zealand is climbing every year. And here's the cool part. The more expensive grid power gets, the more you save with solar. It's basically like locking in a low electricity rate for the next few decades. Now looking further up the country at a home in Tauranga. Tauranga gets more sun than Invercargill and also has a higher average price for electricity, so we could expect some good numbers here. After entering a few details, we can see a 5 kilowatt system in Tauranga can save a home $1,840 per year with a 6-year payback and a 16.7% ROI. From this page, there is a few more things we can explore. If you take the system size up to 10 kilowatts, the price for the system also scales up by the calculator roughly to $20,000. As you can see, the savings go up to $3,548 a year with a 6-year payback and a 17.7% ROI. Even better, right? Something super important to note, these numbers aren't set in stone. Your actual savings depends on how you use electricity. This section of the calculator adjusts the solar power self-consumption rate, which tells us how much of your solar power you'll use directly versus how much gets exported to the grid. The more solar energy you use in your home, the bigger your savings. Since power prices are generally higher than the solar power buyback rates, it is better to use solar power to offset your electricity costs, rather than selling it at a lesser amount to your energy retailer. By default, the calculator assumes a 50-50 split. 50% of the solar power gets used by the home, and 50% goes to the grid. As studies shows us, this is fairly typical, but there are ways to improve this to get even more savings, like putting a timer on your hot water cylinder, using a delayed start on your dishwasher and dryer. With a few small tweaks, you could reach a solar power self-consumption rate of 17%, for example, taking the first year's savings from $3,549 to $4,138, which shows us that being smarter with solar power pays. Heading into Chapter 2, what if you add batteries? Adding batteries will save you more money as they allow you to use more of your own solar power and even less grid power. But because of their high price, that return on investment percentage may reduce. Going back to the solar calculator and continuing on with the 10 kilowatt example in Tauranga and keeping in the 50% self-consumption rate, I'm adding in a battery that has 13.5 kilowatt hours of storage and costs roughly $16,000 fully installed. Or you can pick a battery model here that also has rough pricing. And I'm going to change the battery storage amount expected for daily use down to 11.5 kilowatts, as it's wise to keep a small amount of storage in reserve. The calculator shows us total savings from solar and batteries goes up to $4,502 a year, and the ROI is slightly less than solar only, from 17.74 down to 16.67%. Installing solar panels and batteries isn't pocket change. All the major banks in New Zealand are now offering zero or low interest loans, making solar power and batteries more accessible. There is a link on financing below, which gives the details about the loans from New Zealand banks. When the savings from going solar vastly outweighs the small interest paid for a bank loan, it's a no-brainer. So if you'd like to start spending your hard-earned money on something more exciting than never-ending power bills, start by trying out our free-to-use solar calculator and see how much you could save. If the numbers stack up, go to mysolarquotes.co.nz to grab 3 no-obligation quotes from reputable solar installation companies near you. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe, or ask a question in the comments below.